I want to welcome everybody to the June Eye on Piscataway. We have an action-packed segment here. I also want to know there's going to be a lot of clips that events that happened throughout the month of May and also partially into June that we're going to go over. But fortunately enough, I do have the First Ward Councilman and Council President here that stopped by Eye on Piscataway for a few minutes to speak about some of the events that you were involved in, Councilman, and some of the ones that are going to be happening throughout the summer months and also go into the fall. So, Councilman, are Little League just about ended right now. The T-ball program has finished up. How good was the program this year with the involvement with the children and the parents? And so,
well, first of all, Brian, with the T-ball program, I really want to thank the coaches and the volunteers. They did an excellent job this year. We started out with about 160 kids, and we ended up with 150, which is like
so there wasn't that
fantastic.
many that dropped
No.
out. That's pretty impressive.
They really did a great job coaching the kids. We had the trophy presentation Tuesday night, and you saw the chaos there.
Well, what struck me, I felt to get my glasses out because there was a couple of twins that were in
Yes.
there, and I did a double take when I was giving out the trophies, and I had to ask for these twins. And then there was a lot of brothers and sisters that are on the same team. It was obvious that a lot of these kids that were in the program, they all know each other from school, going to school.
And actually, the program ran so well, we're going to do fall ball for
Yeah.
T-ball this year. So we're going to start that up this year. We're going to do it in the fall,
Well,
starting in September.
So is that the first time fall ball is going to happen for T-ball?
No, this is going to be like our third year, but this
Third year.
this year we really have a lot of kids. I mean,
Okay, last year there was only like maybe a couple teams, but now you have more than a couple of teams.
probably going to look at 4 teams for fall
All right,
ball.
so that's enough to have a couple of games.
Because what we do is we just do the graduating ones to introduce them into Little League, the rules, how they got to play, because there's different things you have to do between
Yeah.
T-ball and Little League.
Well, that's obvious.
Yes.
with no tee to put the ball on.
Yes. Somebody's got to pitch to them, and they got a catcher. And actually, the biggest thing is when they run down first base, if they cut towards second, the umpire, the player tags him, he's out.
Okay.
And they don't understand that, so we teach them to,
So they got a free pass during
right,
T-ball.
yeah.
Okay, all right. That's nothing wrong with that. But it was very joyous to watch all the grandparents and the parents and the siblings out there to cheer on all the kids out there. So let's just put it this way: there wasn't a parking space to be had, which is very good in
Yes.
a lot of ways.
Yes, it was.
I mean, that's why we built all that to handle a large capacity up there. But the good news is that the program's thriving, and that's the whole idea.
It was a very good year.
Yeah, and I want to, just as Council President Frank Ernst said, thanking the coaches, I want to thank everybody who was involved that volunteered for the Little League program in T-ball, because, quite frankly, the program wouldn't exist without the volunteers.
Yeah.
And that's the reality on the ground.
And one thing I did notice with the coaches this year that they started that I didn't even bring up to them, but when they were up at bat, one of the coaches would take a couple of the kids and bring them to the outfield and do drills with them, which I was very impressed with. The way
Okay.
that some of the coaches were doing that, because they kept them involved. Instead of sitting on a bench and jumping around, they actually had them doing stuff while they were up at bat, which was really good,
That's
too.
good. It gets them.
Yeah.
And we were also fortunate enough this year, we were able at the awards ceremony, so to speak, each child received a Let's Play Ball T-shirt
Yes.
from Major League Baseball.
And
the
we
United States
gave them
Conference
coloring
America.
books, too.
And coloring books, too. So it was not only the trophy, the coloring books, the shirt, by the way, good quality shirts. So we want to thank Major League Baseball and the United States Conference of Mayors for getting those things for the kids. I think it was a pleasant surprise for them.
And don't forget the pizza.
And of course, pizza. Yeah. Oh, it was funny with some of the kids. I guess they had ice cream before. They're coming up getting a trophy with ice cream all over it, pizza, and it was fun. It was a good thing. Another event I shouldn't say event, another sporting program that's coming up that normally gets into high gear in August is Pop Warner. So you want to speak a little bit about that?
Yes, we are going to have 2 flag teams. We'll have an 8U, 10U.
Oh, let me
and 12U.
back up right there. So for lay people out there, why don't you explain what a flag team? You got to go on the assumption, Councilman. People don't know
Flag
what that is.
team is for 5 and 6-year-old children. They have no equipment. They wear flag belts, and they play for about an hour before the tackle program starts on Sundays.
Okay.
And then we do the 8U, the 10U, and 12U, and our rosters are pretty much full already.
Wow, that's pretty. Now you do have some children that drop out during the season
Yes.
because it may be not exactly what they thought it was going to be, and there's always a drop off. But there's sometimes you do have children on a wait list to step in.
Yeah. Fortunately, we don't have a wait list yet this year. And yes, you do have an average of maybe 5 or 6 per team that might drop out, but not flag. They don't drop.
Yeah, because it's less strenuous.
Right.
Now the coaches, now all the rules are governed under the National Pop Warner rules. You want to explain a little bit about that? Well, in a sense that, there's 3 coaches per team, right?
3 coaches per team. You can have your water boy, and then you got your monitor, and then of course you got the executive board that could be on the field.
Okay.
And then you also have your chain crew when you have a home game.
Now the other issue is that there's all different weight classes and things like that.
Well, that's no longer.
Oh, they don't have the weight classes.
We don't.
Well, I'm really dating myself
Yes.
for when my 2 sons played in the Pop
We
Warner.
did away with that 2 years ago. We do, it's called 8U, 10U, and 12U. It used to be Mighty Mighty Junior, Pee Wee, and Pee Wee, where there was a weight class.
Yeah, I think that was the one part of the problems of going back is that you'd had some young kids that were big for their age, and could never meet that age bracket or whatever because of their natural size.
Central Jersey did away with that like 3 years ago because, like you said, the weight class, and a lot of kids couldn't play.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
unfortunate.
classic one like that, who's very famous out of this town, was Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
He couldn't play Pop Warner because he was way too big for the Pop Warner kids, and so he didn't start playing until he was in high school.
And also the other way too. Some kids were underweight.
Yeah.
If you had to weigh 90 pounds and come in at 80, they couldn't play in that division.
So it appears to be working out a lot better. A lot better with that. So parents, they normally play the games. Are normally paid. There's X amount of home games, X amount of away games.
It's usually an 8-game season, 4 home, 4 away, and then you have playoffs.
Now, what areas do they normally play in? What teams?
Well, Central Jersey, there's like 15, 16 towns. We usually play like Franklin, New Brunswick, Carteret.
So within a 25-mile radius, basically.
Yeah.
Because I remember one year that we went down to Trenton.
Trenton's not in a division anymore. Trenton and Santa Island are not
out of Mercer County in that area now. So, well, that's good. So the kids are going to be all ready, set to go, and you normally have the practices over at by Quibbletown School.
And let's not forget the cheerleading.
Absolutely.
Cheerleading, they have a lot of cheerleaders that signed up this year, a lot more
Really?
than last year. I think they're up to like 45 cheerleaders, which is really good. So we're looking for some good things.
So there'll be enough cheerleaders to cover for all the teams and everything.
Yes, which is a lot better than last year.
Well, no, that's very good.
Yeah.
The other issue I know you've been involved in, we do have an ordinance on first reading, probably will be passed and set up by the council, is that we're changing how the Municipal Alliance is going to be renamed, and talk a little bit about that, why we're doing that.
Well, we went away from the county because it was getting difficult to do things and process things.
I think it's mutual. It was no fault of the county. No. It was just the way, because they received the money from the state municipal alliances, that I guess they really haven't changed their mission yet, because what we're trying to do here in Piscataway is all encompassing, whereas they were solely singled on just drug prevention, whereas we're doing cyberbullying, even teaching parents how to do Narcan and things like that, is what, and other things that are relevant with today's living versus what was something that was put together almost 20, 25 years ago.
You got a lot more things that we can do now, now that we're just with the township now.
No, and I think ultimately at the end of the day that by changing the mission of that board over will help our residents out a lot more than what we were permitted to do in the past under the state and county rules like that. And my take is, I think what will happen, Councilman, I think over time the state will figure it out that they got to get with the times, and they'll naturally change the program
Yeah.
around to meet the needs of the state, not just our township residents, but the state as a whole.
Yeah.
And that's we're not faulting anybody.
No.
It's just we're doing what we have to do to meet the needs of the Piscataway residents.
Yes.
We also have the concert series coming up. We starting in July, we're going to have about 3 concerts and a total of 6, and we'll have 3 in August. I know everybody's excited about that. I do know that we are in the process of finishing out phase 5 of the renovations down on Columbus Park. For those folks that I don't know if you've seen any of the construction going on out. It's off of Lakeview Avenue down by where the Pepsi plant is. We're in the process of we're going to rebuild the parking lot down there, but we're having a walkway out over the water down in that area.
It's going to be nice.
Which will be a nice addition once that's finished. And defining the bulkhead here, so if somebody wants to put a canoe or a kayak in the water there, they'll be able to do it right there with their car right there on the side there. And then we're going to have a little bit of picnic area right there for people that want to just get out of the car, maybe just have lunch or something like that. Yeah. And as you know, you drive by there every day.
Yes, I do.
There's a lot of people, when the weather's nice, there's people that are using that park and they're out there having their lunch. You get a lot of employees from the businesses in the area that actually go out and sit out there and have their during lunch hour.
They take wedding pictures out there too.
That's a real big venue for wedding pictures.
Prom
pictures. Out over the water and things like that. And it's really amazing how that whole Columbus Park, New Market Dam area has really, the aesthetics has changed 180 degrees, and now it's an area where it's like a magnet for people to go to enjoy for a lot of events. And that's exactly, remember we dedicated the other thing by the dam, the overlook by the dam. Yeah. Right there. So it has really transformed that whole section in New Market and Arbor area and Piscataway. You think about it, the whole Columbus Park, it's a very big park. It's on both sides of the water. And all the amenities that are tied into Columbus Park now, where once all the sidewalks are built out, you'll be able to walk in almost a 2 or 3 mile segment throughout that whole area on the sidewalk to enjoy all the amenities.
That's nice. When is they projected to get it that?
Well, I think they're looking to finish that up hopefully by the end of July. So which is good. So because there was lead time on the supplies and things like that, but I think the bulkhead's going to be finished by the end of the month, and then they'll start with the platforms out there. So, and then once that's finished, then the parking lot construction will be underway. But I can't. We go to the next phase and we got to finish the sidewalk on Lakeview Avenue to connect up to New Brunswick Avenue out there, which is good. And the other thing, your theory, you always have your ear about Cedarwood Drive.
Yes, Cedarwood Drive.
Yeah, just want to let the residents of Cedarwood Drive please be a little bit more patient. We just awarded the contract for the storm drain system out there. Once that's finished up, or near finish, I believe the game plan is that we're going to put out to bid the balance of the roadway, the lower half of the roadway there. And then once that road is finished, I think the engineering department and Public Works are going to start taking a look at some of the side streets that feed off the reason why we can't do any of the side streets, because that Cedarwood Drive, where the almost a 50-inch storm drain main runs through there, collects probably half of the storm drain system from West 7th on Spade Inside over to New Brunswick Avenue there. So, but I think the folks will be happy once they see the work get there. Because we've been telling them for a couple of years it's coming, yeah. But you don't believe it until it actually is physically underway, though. No, but there's a lot of other, like St. Mark's we're going to be paving all the other streets.
Kasuth Street's beautiful now. The residents love it.
Yeah, so there's about 5 or 6 streets that we're going to be doing off of Murray Avenue over there that they're going to be milled. We're just waiting for the utility companies to finish moving whatever they have to do, and then DPW will come in and finish. We're hoping before the fall. Everything will be finished out there. So, and one last thing, just there's going to be some road closures coming up. At some point over the summer, we're going to be milling and paving North Randallville Road from Millbrook up to Girard Street, and then we're looking to do the Luke Oil, where Luke Oil used to be, the bridge on Old New Brunswick Road, and some of the rough spots down by Carlton Avenue, Carlton Club Drive, and on Old New Brunswick Road, and then Mountain Avenue and Girard. So there's like 8 to 10 streets over in that neck of the woods that are going to get reconstructed over there. So just be patient. We're going to try to get these finished before school starts. So with that, I want to thank Councilman Frank Ern for being on Piscataway. It's been a very busy past few weeks, so we've had many events, I said. We're going to be showing clips from the Firemen's Memorial, the Memorial Day Parade, the American Legion Memorial Ceremony, T-Ball, the Senior Piscataway High School Senior Scholarship Awards. We have your Walk for Your Life, the Street Fair, the Lead Picnic. So I may have left out one or two things, like the Citizen Police Academy graduation.
I left out one very important thing, Mayor, and it's a credit to you that all the youth programs in Piscataway are free to the children, and that is like towns around this area cannot believe how we do it, and it's a credit to you.
And we're fortunate enough that the citizens allow us to do that, and I think it's the right move, and we'll continue to do that. So with that, we're going to go to some of the videos of all the events on PCTV, or if you need to see the full entire event, you can always go to PCTV's YouTube page and make sure to tune in to the July episode of Eye on Piscataway. And we're going to cover the 4th of July celebration and also the bicycle rodeo and much more, the concerts. And so there's another entities. And normally in August, we have the Greg Schiano preview of the Rutgers football season. So with that, we're going to take it away and let's go to the videotape.
Ladies and gentlemen, firefighters, Piscataway Township, and distinguished guests, my name is Michael Portaro. I'm the former president of the Road Fire Company, and I would like to welcome everybody to the 2023 Piscataway Township Relief Association Memorial Service.
During the day or in the middle of the night, they answered the call. Regardless of the danger, regardless of their well-being, they answered the call. It did not matter to them who was calling for help. They answered the call. We are all in awe of their legacy, and upon the passing of a firefighter, the burden grows heavier on you. The calls for help do not grow dimmer. The need remains. It falls on you, and for that, our community is profoundly grateful. You are role models for our children. You are the heroes in the township. Please accept the gratitude of all. To the family and friends of those who have passed from this earth, please accept our deep condolences. Their service protected us, and their memory sustains us at this memorial.
First of all, you should know that in New Jersey today, May of 2023, we have over 28,000 volunteer firefighters in this state. And almost 76% of our fire departments are made up of volunteers. Without their selflessness and their diligence, we would be exponentially exposed to danger, risk to property and our lives. And really, we need to think about that and just how much our firefighters and the auxiliaries mean to us. Do you have this history of volunteerism, which I think makes our community even better, nicer, more of a community, but you also have saved $6 million a year.
In the history of nations, kings, queens called their troops to battle. The cause could be the conquest of land, the strain of different cultures, the vanity of a monarch. In our country, in the wars for which America has fought, men and women died for a very simple yet profound concept: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These remarkable words were declared almost 247 years ago by our Continental Congress. They still ring today with truth and strength. Our fallen did not die on the battlefield for lineage. They died for freedom, for democracy, for the rule of law, civil liberties. They died, as Lincoln said, so that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from earth. And now, across this earth, American cemeteries lay quiet in reverence. Many of our slain rest not within our country, but in foreign lands close to where they gave their lives. Yet their legacies live on. They live in all the Americans, in a mandate to know their names and know their sacrifice, to honor their names by upholding the cause, our cause, and that from generations to generations, liberty will endure. From the Township Council and myself, I would like all those who are mourning a loved one who died for the cause of America, please accept our deepest gratitude.
I never knew my Uncle Bob, over whom I'm named after. Uncle Bob died in the Second World War. He was a radio operator in a B-52. The B-52 was shot down. So in our house, we have a triangular box which displays the flag. He also received a Purple Heart. And every one of us has a story about members of our family or our forebears that made that contribution. So I'm stealing her way to celebrate Memorial Day and asking you to do the same, which is remember a veteran today. Maybe talk to your kids or your grandkids about the vet, what he or she did, and let them know that they're part of a great country where people really care a lot and they are willing to give the ultimate sacrifice so that today we can have hot dogs and cheeseburgers. All right? But for their sacrifice, that would not be the case. So on that thought, please remember a vet. Have a great day today.
Good morning. On behalf of the entire Middlesex County Board of Commissioners, I'm honored to be here today as we remember and honor those who have lost their lives, who have sacrificed their lives for us. So this is an important day, right? Because we come together as families for cookouts. But remember that we are only able to do so because of those that have sacrificed their lives for us. So as you eat that hot dog, as you laugh with a family member, as you watch this beautiful parade today, remember that we are only able to do so because of the protection that those that have sacrificed their lives for us have done for us. So again, remember and be thankful and thank a vet when you see one.
On this day is sacred with almost visible presence of those who have gone before us. We honor the memory of those who gave their lives in the service of our country, and of those others who have dropped their burdens by the wayside of life and are gone to the eternal rest. May the ceremonies of today deepen our reverence for your departed friends and comrades. Let us renew our pledge of loyalty to our country and the flag. Let us resolve by word and deed to emphasize the privilege of duty and patriotism.
Just by being here today, standing here today, this means so much to those who have lost loved ones. But by you being here today, it shows you not only care, but you remember. And as long as we remember them, they're still with us. God bless America. God bless those young men that passed to keep us free.
It is about the men and the women who died for our freedom. These men and women represent the diverse patchwork that is the United States of America. They came from every ethnicity, background, and political spectrum. In short, they look like any one of us that are here today. Their one common characteristic is that they all took an oath to die for America if called upon. We can ensure that the memories of these heroes and their sacrifices are not in vain. We can ensure that future generations understand the importance of service, sacrifice, and honor. We can ensure through our own community service that our country remains strong, free, and prosperous. Memorial Day is a time that many wear or proudly display poppies, not as a symbol of what was lost, but as reminders of living legacies. Today we are the living, and we are dedicated to continuing the work of those who have gone before us. We are dedicated to preserving the memory of our fallen heroes and declare our unending gratitude and support for their families. So let us take this day to remember and honor the men and women who have given their lives for this great country. We continue to mourn their loss, but most of all, we celebrate their lives. Thank you, God bless America, and God bless those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for freedom.
Good morning and welcome and happy birthday. On April 18th, 1963, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May Senior Citizen Month. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter renamed May as Older Americans Month, and May has become a tradition of recognizing the contributions and also the needs of seniors. We are here today to celebrate Older Americans Month by honoring our oldest residents.
When I think about all of the changes you've seen in your 90 years, it truly is amazing. You've seen world wars, you've watched presidents and other world leaders come and go, you've witnessed so many advances in science, and technology, and you've seen the world become smaller in so many ways. Even as you've watched your family, your children and grandchildren, and other loved ones grow bigger. What a blessing to experience such extraordinary changes in the world, and to have a chance to build such wonderful lives and memories with all your loved ones.
I know that there's at least 2 couples in here. How many couples do we have here that are over 90? Because I want to know the secret so I can take it home to talk to my husband about it. So if you're a couple here and you're both 90, can you please stand up? Congratulations, congratulations.
You have lived at least 9 decades of memories, 1,080 months of happiness, 4,696 weeks of love, 32,873 days of wisdom, and 788,952 hours of laughter. And that is pretty amazing. And I would also like you to tell me how you've done this, because I want to be able to live that long too. And because there's not that many people that can say they have. I just want to say we're welcome. We're happy you're here today, and have the best birthday ever. And may you have many more to come.
So as we move forward, your experience and wisdom connects us to the past, helps us meet the challenges of the present and the future. Middlesex County is committed to ensuring our older residents are able to age unbound, and we will work to help you to continue to age with dignity and respect. So please remember, today is yours to reflect on your life's achievements, to reach for new dreams, to savor your individuality, to sway to your own rhythm, a day to celebrate yourself. Happy birthday.
It's great to be here with you today on this beautiful day for a walk, unlike yesterday when it was 90 degrees. It's good to see so many familiar faces, family, friends, residents of Piscataway and of Middlesex County. Thank you so much for coming. As many of you know, I founded this walk when I was on the Piscataway Township Council, and I'm so proud that it continues. It's an event that I look forward to each and every year. So what I want you to do is next year, please bring a friend, right? It's free. They don't have to live in Piscataway. The more the merrier. This walk, again, is all about you and increasing awareness of self-care. It's a 5K. So I want to thank each and every one of you for choosing to be here with me this morning. Again, it's all about you. I just want to say one thing here. My sister was here last year. She was walking, and she checked many of you in. But unfortunately, she's not here today. So I'm dedicating this year's walk to her. So this walk is special for me and my family. So whether you're going for a walk for your first time, or this is something that you do daily, what I'm going to ask you to do is be intentional about your self-care. Okay? It's important. We have to take care of ourselves, because quite often we look after everyone else and we forget about ourselves. So this is one of the reasons why we here in Piscataway have continued to make this walk free, right? Because we want everyone to have the opportunity to be involved. I want to thank Shakni Anand. Shakni, if you can raise your hand, she has a table over here. She's bringing deep vein thrombosis. The acronym is DVT. Not a lot of people know about this until it's too late. You know, quite often we're traveling for 4 and 5 hours at a time, and then all of a sudden, we have a stroke. And we wonder why. So take the opportunity, if you haven't already, perhaps maybe after the walk is over, and pick up one of her flyers. You can scan it. There's a barcode on there. There's some information, I think, from the CDC. Am I right, Mom? Okay, so there's an opportunity for you to educate yourself and your family members as we start this summer season, which will just really start, June 20th in a couple of weeks. Make sure that you're aware of deep vein thrombosis. And I just want to say a little bit about Shantini as well. So she's not only a Girl Scout, but she's a student at the Woodbridge Magnet School here in Middlesex County. So she's a really smart girl. In order to get into that school, you have to be pretty smart. So congratulations. So you're going to see some ladies in blue. So I want to tell you a little bit about them, right? They're the largest Black women's health organization, right? If you are looking for a group, a companion, someone to walk with, you can find them every Saturday down at Johnson's Park. There's no fee to register, so take an opportunity, go out on the website, girltrek.org. Get set, go!
to get the camera. What's today? Lead Day! I can't hear you. Lead Day! One more time. Lead Day!
I hope you all enjoyed your time with our police department. Did everybody enjoy their time? Yes. Well, unfortunately, around the country, sometimes people don't enjoy time with their police departments. But here in Piscataway, we're fortunate enough to have great men and women in the department who really want to immerse themselves within the community to try to help better serve you as the residents. And there's only buy-in when we're all working together. Listen, I think by and large, when I go and knock on doors around town, and everybody's probably seen me knocking on a door or whatever, paramount public safety is the primary mission of local government. And public safety means law enforcement, because if you don't have a safe community, you don't have a community. And you don't have a safe community if you don't have the community working with the police department. So it's critical that we, as the citizenry, all work together. And we may not all agree all the time, no, but we can all agree that you want to be able to have a safe neighborhood to live in. You want to be able to walk down the street. You want to be able to make sure your kids are safe in the parks, safe at other venues, and your grandparents, or if you have folks visiting out of town. You always want to put the best light on things of our great community.
My name is Merlene Mears, and I'm a student of the Piscataway Citizen Police Academy 2023, class number 22. On behalf of the class and myself, we wish to thank the Mayor, Mayor Waller, Sergeant Abold, Detective Lachlan, and Detective Myers for their time and effort in making this program available. We wish also to express thanks to the municipal prosecutor, the Piscataway dispatchers, members of the county sheriff, K-9 team, and all the other officers who took time to inform and educate us about policing. It was an eye-opening, informative, and educational 12-week journey, one that we greatly appreciate and would always remember. It has strengthened our appreciation and respect for our police as we learn of some of the dangers they face daily as they carry out their duties trying to keep our community safe. The information and knowledge gained from this program can only help to reduce the anxiety and apprehensiveness between police and citizens interaction and the negative connotation that is believed by many. This is a free program offered to the residents of Piscataway. I urge each resident to take advantage to this opportunity, and I'm sure you would appreciate it.
So with that, I'll present all of you with your graduation certificates.
All give our graduating class a round of applause. They did a great job.
It's me a great pleasure to welcome you to our Piscataway Juneteenth flag raising. I know Juneteenth was recognized because although the Emancipation Proclamation abolishing slavery had been signed, there was a 2.5-year delay before those in Texas, particularly Galveston, got word. And so I know that even though in 2021, President Biden signed Juneteenth as a federal holiday, not everyone is celebrating it. And so I'm thankful to be part of a community who didn't have a two-year delay, who immediately jumped into action and is celebrating and acknowledging the importance of this holiday. So I'm thankful to be a part of this Piscataway community.
Anyway, thank you all for coming out. And we have a beautiful day out here. And you know what? The wind's up a little bit to make sure you'll see that flag, a nice standing up there at the very top when it's raised. Thank you.
So said Juneteenth is a call to action for all of us across the country to come together and honor and continue the work of those before us who fought for Black lives, Black voices, and Black votes. And I thought, yes, that's what it's all about. But then as I thought about it, I wanted to be clear that it is not only a Black people's holiday. It is not only Black people's celebration. It's a celebration for all Americans. Our salute to our nation's flag says that we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's a powerful statement. I see that we as Piscataway are a representative of that nation that our salute to the flag is talking about. I love living in Piscataway. We are moving in the right direction on the right side of history. I love it because it's got a keen sense of community, it's diversity, when you see representation of the nationalities around the world. Also from the Township Council, we have almost everyone represented. We have white, Black, Asian Indian, Latino, only in America, right? But we are blessed to be in a community where we have a mayor and a council that supports this effort.
Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers cried.
And we just proud to be here as African American. Aren't we? Yeah. There's an old saying that I close with this and say, he who failed to toot his horn will go untooted. So let's pray. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Welcome to the Piscataway Elks Lodge for our Flag Day ceremony. Members and guests, the purpose of this service is to honor our country's flag, to celebrate the anniversary of its birth, and to recall the achievements attained beneath its folds.
Flag Day is a unique holiday. It may be simple, but it's profound. Why? Because it celebrates unity. We come together from all walks of life, and we often have different opinions, but the flag brings us together. It represents what we love about our country: freedom, democracy, the rule of law, and civil liberties.
The evolution of the American flag marks the progression of the government of the American people. From the founding of Jamestown in Virginia in 1607 until 1775, the flag of England, which was the flag of the peoples of America. In 1775, the pine flag was adopted by all colonial vessels, and this was the banner carried by the Continental forces at the Battle of Bunker Hill.
It is generally believed that in May or June of 1776, a committee consisting of George Washington, Robert Morris, and George Russ commissioned Betsy Ross, a Philadelphia Quaker, to make a flag from a rough design, they left her. It is said that she suggests that the stars should be 5 points rather than 6.
The Congress, on April 14, 1818, adopted a resolution that on and after July 4th, 1818, the number of stripes should be 13, and that the blue field should carry 1 star for each of the 20 states in the Union, and that a new star should be added for each state thereafter admitted.
This is a special place. And the reason I think that the Elks do Flag Day so well is that you're reminding us how lucky we are. Not just because we have a great flag, but because we have a great country. And you encourage all your citizens to participate in it and tell us how lucky we are. So please keep up the good work. See you next year.
Please stand and salute our flag. As this emblem is first in our hearts as loyal Americans, so it is close to our altar as loyal Elks. The gentle breezes with lingering caress kiss the folds of no flag which can compare with it in beauty. There is no such red in budding rose, in falling leaf, or sparkling wine. No such white in April blossom, in crescent moon, or mountain snow. No such blue in woman's eye, in ocean's depth, or heaven's dome. And no such pageantry of clustering stars and streaming light in all the spectrum of the sea and sky.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank, first of all, the donors here, right? We're here because we're thanking the donors. Come on, give a round of applause to the donors. I want to also congratulate, obviously, the recipients here today. As Dr. Ranelli said, they had a lot of things thrown at them in the last 4 years. They started in a freshman year in a global pandemic. And then last week, they had the forest fires from Canada delay this event here. So please, no more surprises until you actually graduate next week.
I always say one thing, kids, this, whatever scholarship you got, that's the seeds for your life. You got to learn one thing. Your brother and sister in this high school, you got to help after you finish your graduation, when you got the job. You make sure you are here, or left or right, to support your brother and sisters. Kids, don't forget. So, and this our association is 43 years old, and we always support our Middlesex County more than 15 schools. So whoever come on culture and arts, we support them. So today's awardee is Nirmay Nayak.
But anyway, congratulations to recipients again. I want to thank the parents. You ought to be very proud of your kids here today. They're going to lead an excellent life. Make sure you're happy in whatever you do, whatever your endeavors take you in the future, and make Piscataway proud and make your family proud, and the faculty and the staff. Thank you.